Hello fellow spuds and welcome back. You might have noticed I've got a new skin, so really pleased with it. I love how it looks. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Mrs. Irons29 for designing that. If you're interested in getting a skin, I would suggest going to see them, so I'll leave a link in the description below. What we are going to do today is we're going to take a little break from everything techie, we're going to take a break from all the magic. What we're going to do is we are going to get into Tinker's Construct, which seems like a little bit of a step backwards, but actually there's quite a few tools that I would like to actually get. And although we've got the magic stuff, we are still reliant on Iron Katana and Iron Pickaxe for just day-to-day stuff. So I'd like to get something a bit more of a better upgrade to them. Right, for those of you who haven't played Tinker's Construct before, it's a really cool way to get tools. So you have to make like a massive smelter up. It's not massive. It's probably about the size of this, but going upright. And you have to put lava in to kind of power it, to heat it all up, and it can double your ore pretty early on. All you need to get started really is this grout, or I am grout. So that's literally just sand, clay, and gravel. You're going to need a lot of it, but that's just all you really need to get the smelter started at the beginning. You just need a load of these in kind of this pattern, so you just need to have it on the outside as a minimum, and you're going to need a controller as well. Yeah, the grout, you cook it up and it turns into these seared bricks. You can then use these seared bricks to either make these tanks, and that's used to store the lava in it to heat it up. You can make these chutes which enable kind of your ores to kind of travel in and out, which is quite good. Casting basin, so you can use it to cast all the ores that you've smelted up and kind of get a full block out of it instead of individual ingots. And you can get these seared bricks which are just used to kind of actually make the smeltery itself. You're also going to need a smeltery controller, which to do that you need 4 ingots of copper, and you need to pour the 4 ingots onto a seared heater, and that will make the controller. Now you might feel like, well, how do I do that? Because I need a smelter in order to do that. But to get started, what we're going to want to do is make a beginner's smelter. There we go. It's your first smeltery. You're just going to get a seared gauge and 5 bricks. So seared gauge made like so, just glass and seared bricks. So really straightforward. So we'll cook all this grout up, and I will be back in a second once that's done. There we go. We've got absolutely loads and loads of these bricks. Oh. Okay, well I was going to demonstrate that a bit later, but this is my new spell, which is the blink spell. This will enable you to, as it shows, travel around through walls fairly quickly. I've got the amplify spell on this, so it's insanely powerful. So there we go. That's that spell. I was going to demonstrate it properly, but oh well, we've done it now. We're going to make the first smelter. Here we go. As well as that, we're also going to want a seared heater, because that uses solid fuel source for the melter. Going to want to pop that underneath it. Pop that there. Pop that there. And then what we're going to want to do is just chuck something like coal or something else in there, and that'll heat it up. And we're also going to want a seared casting basin, sorry. So there we go, made out of seared stone. And we will probably need a couple of seared faucets, so we'll pop that down. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to pop the casting basin here. We'll pop the faucet here. And as you can see, when you right click on this now, it says it has a little bit where it enables you to place items and a max capacity of 9 ingots. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to grab some copper. Just grab 2. Just because I believe this still doubles ore. I'm not 100% this early on whether it actually does that. But there we go. As you can see, it's starting to smelt. I love the look of it as well, where it actually shows the items in it. It's really cool. And there we go. We've got that. So as you can see, we've got 2 ingots, 6 nuggets. Okay, so it's not quite double at the beginning, but it's about that. Then what we're going to want to do is make another seared heater, because that's what we need to get the controller. We're going to pop that in there just by right clicking. As you can see, we've got 4 ingots exactly, and we'll just pour it in using the seared faucet. And you just wait a little bit for it to stop ticking over, and there we go. When it makes that noise, it's done. So we've now got the smeltery controller. Hooray! Now, that was all we needed this for, so actually, this is completely pointless now. Let's just get rid of this. Right, so here we go. What we're going to want to do first is just combine a load of them up. Probably going to want a fair few of these, so we'll pop down just a 3x3 just for the base. We just want a ring around the outside. This can be a 4x4, but I kind of like it just to stay at this, just because it's a little bit cheaper. Right, let's just pop all of this around the outside. Now, the taller you make this, the more it'll be able to hold. So you kind of want it to be as tall as you can make it, really. And this can go, you can lower it into the ground as well. Right, as well as the crafting basin like we made earlier, what we're also going to want to do is we're going to want to make the casting table. This will enable you to make molds and cast things into it, so you can actually make like tools and things. But I'll get into that in a second. Yes, you're also going to want to make these seared drains, which enable you to cast the metals from out of the smeltery onto the table or the casting basin. We're probably going to want a few of these, so I'll stick with one for the time being, because one will probably do. So we'll pop this here, and that will mean that the orange dots indicate where fluid can come out of. So if I put one there, and I put a casting table here and a casting basin here, the fluid will be able to come out of here, and it will be able to come out of here, which just saves a little bit of space if you're short on space. And you can kind of take blocks out of this, I believe, as long as you don't touch the very bottom ones. You can take blocks away, put them back, and the fluid inside the smeltery will just stay there as is. So you don't need to worry if you want to change blocks around. Right, we're going to want to pop the control there. We're going to also want to make a tank, which is like so. So I'll just pop that next to that. And we'll do that, do that, do that, do that. And if you right click, there we go, it actually works. You can see the capacity we've got in this tank is now 288 ingots, which is kind of mental. Go back to some lava. Let's just pop all this in. So that's 4 buckets of lava in there. We've got the smelter all up and running. What we're now going to want to do is we're going to get into the patterns. So Tinker's Construct, you can craft a lot of different tools. So for example, here we go. You can make pickaxes, you can make hammers. That enables you to mine multiple, like 3x3 areas. You can get, ooh, vein hammer. I didn't even know that was a thing. That must just mine, well, like it says, ore vein, which is quite cool. Mattock that acts like a hoe and an axe. Greater, which enables you to do kind of a 3x3 with dirt. There's an axe, a broad axe, and I believe that enables you to fell entire trees. A cammer, I don't know what cammer does. The scythe enables you to harvest. It's quite good at attacking, but it also enables you to harvest multiple blocks at the same time. Bronze sword, I think that enables you to block. I think that's the point of it. And the cleaver, which is good, is I don't think you can block with it, and it's a bit more slow. However, you get a higher chance to behead mobs. So we're not going to want to stick with any iron or boring stuff like that. We're going to want to go straight into the more advanced stuff. So I've got a little materials and new book, which all you do to make that is a book and a pattern. Pattern's just made from planks and sticks. And we can have a look at the tier 1 materials. Oh no, we don't want the tier 1 materials. Tier 1 materials are boring. But we can have a look and see the different types of stuff we can do. So this is the tier 1 stuff. You can make this stuff without actually making the smeltery itself. You just need to get part builders. So the rest of the stuff you're going to need is fairly straightforward. You're going to need a crafting station. Oh, okay, we'll just use the blue enchanted logs, I suppose. We're going to want to have a tinker's station. We're going to want to have a part builder and a part chest. We're also going to want to get a tinker's anvil, and this enables you to make the more advanced tools. There we go, all fits, it's all nice. So this crafting station is quite cool. It acts like a crafting grid, but it will hold the items for you, which is just really nice to have early on as well. All of these will link to each other if you put them next to each other. Part builder is how you make the parts, so what you can do is just pop these patterns in here. You can go down and you can have a look at all the different tools you can make, which is really nice. So you need to have an actual material in here to make the tool itself. And what we're going to want to do is, let's say we want to make broad blade. So that will cost 8. It will tell you what the trait is from the material you're putting in, what the attack speed, durability, all of that stuff. That's all fine. We're probably going to want this tough handle. Probably going to want the stone binding. And we'll just make kind of one of each of these, I think, just so that we've got all of it. Now, the reason I'm doing stone, you might be going, well, why are you making it all out of stone? Is that I'm not actually going to use these as tools. You can make molds from these. So I will show you. So if you click U, you pop these down onto a casting basin, like so. Just right click. And what you want to do is you want to smelt up some gold. So I've got some gold ore smelting up in here. And then, as you can see, we've now got 20 ingots because it's doubled, which is amazing. Right click on this, and it will start filling this up. And there we go. It's turned it. It's got rid of the stone tool, and it's turned into a mold. This mold will then be used to cast different alloys and different metals into it to make your actual tool itself. But I'm just going to go through and cast all of the tool bits that I made, just so we've got all the molds. And now we've got these cast, we need somewhere to put them. So what I would suggest doing is you can we actually put them in the part chest? No, we can't. The part chest is used to put all your different parts in, but to put the cast in, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a cast chest. There we go, got a cast chest. So then all the casts can just go into here, we'll pop it there. We can just pop all our casts into there, and we can just get them out when needed. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to smelt a couple of seared bricks. Okay, and then we're going to want to get a book. And this is how you make the second book in Tinker's Construct. We're going to want to, if you want to select the different alloy type or different metal, you just click on it and it will go to the bottom. The one at the very bottom is the one that will come out next. So there we go. And now we've got the mighty smelting book. Hooray! But this is the bit that's the important bit that I want to get into. This is the materials part. And this goes through every single different type of material that you can use to make tools. And it will tell you like the mining ability, the speed. Each type of material you make can come with kind of different attributes. Steel is the tool lasts longer, mines faster, and damages more, which is just all round good. So yeah, all of these have different attributes. The other thing that you can do with tools once you've made them is you can add modifiers to them. So these add different things. So for example, you can just add a diamond, and that'll increase the durability of a tool, the mining speed, and attack damage. Each tool has a limited amount of these different modifiers you can add. Yeah, you can add loads and loads and loads of stuff just to make it awesome, basically. So there we go. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make a more complicated tool. There isn't a huge amount of different materials you can use in this mod pack, which is a bit of a shame. But what I'm going to want to do is I'm probably going to make something out of probably cobalt and steel, because they seem like the best blocks you can use, I think, by the look of it. Yeah, steel adds tool lasts longer, mines faster, and damages more, which is always good. Cobalt is extremely lightweight, allowing faster attacking and mining. I think they're both really, really good in general, really. I think I'm going to want to also add some obsidian to this as well, just because it causes laceration. So here we go, I've got all this up and running. I'm going to want to make the cleaver, I think, first of all. So the cleaver, if you go over to the Tinker's Anvil, you need a broad blade, you need the plate, and you need 2 tough handles. So let's get all of that out. What we're going to want to do is, I think, make the actual blade out of cobalt. We're going to want to make the plate out of steel. We'll make one of the rods out of steel as well, just to begin with. Then we're going to want to pop another tough handle there. And we're going to want to make that out of obsidian. Right, so then we want to make the cleaver. We can pop that in there, that in there, pop that in there. Maybe let's put the steel one there just because. There we go. We can then pick that up. And we have a very, very cool looking sword that has 12.5 heart damage. That's over double the iron katana. It's got beheading 2, ductile 2. So the more material of one type you add, the higher it goes up. So we've got lacerating 1, lightweight 1, because we've only got one cobalt and 1 obsidian. But we've got 2 steel, so that makes ductile 2. Right, guys, just a quick bit of info. If you want to get a ingot cast, what you're going to want to do is place a raw brick down. A raw brick? Just a clay brick down. Then get some gold and cast it on top of the brick, and that will give you a item cast, which is nice. You might have just seen I've created a steel pickaxe and a cobalt sledgehammer. So what I was going to do is going to show you some of the modifiers you can do on these. If you click U on one of these, you can see what modifiers you can add. A couple of these are quite cool, so you can add kind of lapis to get luck to them, add stuff for melting, you can add reach to them. The one I want, though, on my pickaxe especially, is this Silky Cloth, which enables you to get silk touch. without enchanting it, which is absolutely amazing. To get this, you just need any type of string and some rose gold ingots. That's just gold and copper. There we go. That's 5 silky cloth. We'll go combine that with the pickaxe. And there we go. We now have silky. So if I pop this in here, you can kind of see it now has 3 upgrades left, so I can add a couple of bits in there, but its modifier slot is now gone. I still have an ability slot, sorry, abilities, not modifiers. I still have an ability slot with a sledgehammer, so I'll probably pick and choose something off camera to do that. So, I'm going to want to try and find something to get its head. So let's go find something over here. There we go. So after attacking skeletons for bloody ages, we finally got a skeleton skull. And I can finally show you what I wanted to do early on. Oh, this is also a new thing I got called the Scavenger. So if you just pop items in it, I think there's various stuff you can chuck in. Normally tools and things you don't really need. Quite a lot of stuff. You just pop it in and it will salvage the materials that we used to make it. So I can get some string and stuff from random bows that I don't need. Hi guys, IslandPotato here. If you're liking the episode and the series in general, please consider subscribing to the channel. It might not seem like much to you, but it's a huge deal for me. And it means the world to me when you guys subscribe. I'm nearly at 70 subscribers now, and that's meant the world to me. So yeah, just please consider subscribing. That would be amazing. So we got this skeleton skull. You might be like, well, what do I need a skeleton skull for? And one of the things I discovered recently was this mob, which is Tombstone. And I don't know if you know, it seemed to be kind of hidden away in the mod pack. I'd never really seen it properly before. Obviously, that's the mob which acts like which spawns your gravestone when you die, and you just need the key and you go find it. That's that mod. But I didn't really realise it goes into much detail apart from that. And that's because it is hidden. It's a bit of a strange one. So what you're going to want to do is make these tombstones, which you need a skeleton skull and some dark marble. To make that, you need that grave dust that you occasionally find from killing mobs, and a stone. So you can make that. However, what we're going to want to do is, let's make this one. This grave. And you might have noticed a sneak peek of this. I made this, which is a little tomb outside the front of my base. Go in here, and we've already got a tombstone here. What I'm going to do is I'll paste another one here. And I don't know if you saw that little pink thing. There we go. That is a soul. And they can occasionally wandering souls can occasionally get trapped on your graves when you place them. So what you can do with these souls is really interesting. So you can do a variety of stuff with them. So you can make these tablets. Again, you just need some gravestone dust and some and some marble. And you just make these strange tablets. And if you combine it, say, with a bone meal, you can get a tablet of recall. Now, this doesn't do anything on its own. However, if there oh yeah, and it does this effect when it's nighttime as well, which just looks awesome. If there happens to be a wandering soul on there, if you right-click with that tablet, it will give you a way of basically teleporting around the world. And it has to link to the soul that is wandering soul that has become present on the grave. So just to give you an example, I made this earlier just to test it out because I couldn't believe it was that simple. It acts like the key, so you can see it's all the way over there. But if I just say go over here, I don't think there's a limit. You might actually let's go to the Nether and test it, because currently most of the ways of getting home, you can't do it from other dimensions. So I'm interested to see whether it does work from a different dimension. Right, so we're in the Nether. If I right click this, you have to hold right click. You can see it does a little particle effect. Yeah, there we go. So this is a really, really interesting way of getting back. You need to have access to the wandering soul that's currently on the tombstone. And there's only so many types of uses. I think it starts off with 10 and there is a cooldown. I've used it a couple of times just to test. So yeah, I've got 7 uses left. But it's fairly cheap. And yeah, I mean, you can place as many decorative graves as you want, like I have in there. It's just you just need skulls to do it, which is why I haven't done it yet. And that will enable you to basically teleport from anywhere around the world. And you can make all sorts of different spells and stuff with these. For example, you can make ones that bring you fortune, teleport to other players in the world. I don't know what that does. Lost tablet. Needs time for its magic to awaken. I don't know what that is. But this is one of the cool things. Book of Disenchantment. So you can strip enchantments from items and return them as books. So that it's just that you can disenchant stuff, which is awesome. Another thing you can make is this, which is called Ank, I don't know how you pronounce that, of prey. So if you hold right click, it enables you to pray near decorative graves, and you can right click on a grave soul to reset perks. Now, this is hidden away in this mod pack especially because you can't find the perk tree. I had to go into the options, go into controls, and find this mod. Here we go, and actually set a key. And there we go. So I've set it, and it comes up with this. And it comes up with a compendium, which goes through all the different stuff you can do in this mod, like dying, and what happens in the key, about grave keys, which you can enchant, and it means that you could teleport straight to your grave. Didn't know that. All you need to do is combine one of these with an ender pearl. Amazing. I didn't know that. I wish I'd known that right at the beginning. And a load of other stuff. However, what's cool is you can actually get these little perks, which I didn't know you could. And what you can do is, for different stuff, you can get, well, different perks. So, for example, if you add a point, you get different points for doing different things. If you pray, you get a point. If you complete achievements, which is in the achievements bit, under here, you get one. So stuff like that. But one of the interesting things you can do is, yeah, you can automatically get a 20% chance to receive an enchanted key right off the bat when you die. It's amazing. If you get the ghostly shape when you die, you have a set amount of time. I think it's 2 minutes, or until you get to your grave, where you can basically, nothing can hurt. I don't think any mobs can see you. However, if you add more points into this, it means you can get Featherfall, and you can get all sorts of other goodies added on to you, which means you could potentially be invincible just after you die until you go to your grave. You can get Voodoo Poppets, and they enable you to, if you have one of these in your inventory and you have lots of points enabled, it means it won't let you die through certain things, like this suffocation. If you get a load of sand go on you and you suffocate into death, if you have this in your inventory, you won't die, which is just insane. Treasure Seeker, 10% chance to find rare structures instead of villages. That's weird. You can just go around the world and you can have a chance to find different structures instead, which is awesome. This, I think I wanted to get into, which looks quite cool, is a 10% chance to not spend a use of the rune. So, like the rune of teleportation, I've got 10% chance not to actually use one of the 10 uses. So I'm going to want to do that. So just click on that and it's done. You can see that goes down. And you can see that the next level will cost a point, and that will give me 20% chance not use it. I've already added 2 points into the disenchanter thing. I've actually made the disenchantment book, because I wanted to have a little go with this on some of the enchant stuff that I found in the nether when I was exploring a while ago. And I found one that was really, really cool, which is the... Here we go. It's got Capturing 1. Now, Capturing 1 enables you to kill a mob, and there is a small chance at the first level of getting a spawn egg from the kill. You can do all sorts of stuff with it, which I kind of just want to get it off this stone sword. So, I think we've still got a Wandering Soul there. So what we could do is, if we right-click that... Oh, you need a... Okay, you need an enchanted sword item in your offhand. There we go. Right. So, right-click. There we go. Oh, we gained knowledge and stuff. So there we go. So what did we get? We got sharpness, we got the Capturing 1, we got the fire aspect. And you still keep the sword as well, which is really, really cool. So, we've actually got Capturing 1, we've got sharpness 4, which is amazing, and we've got fire aspect 2, which is really good just from getting that off there. So, if we go back into here, as you can see, we gained 3 knowledge. So our little knowledge, you have points, but you also have this. This little bar shows how well accustomed you are with death and what you can do with it. This is the cool thing I found, guys. This is the familiar receptacle. So this enables you to capture the soul of one of your dead familiars. From what I gather, this, if you have a pet nearby and it happens to die within the vicinity while you have this in your inventory, it captures the soul of your dead pet. And from what I gather, it allows you to revive your dead pet after a while, once it's in this familiar receptacle, which is really, really cool. The other thing that you can get is this soul receptacle. Now, there's no way of actually making this, but you can find them in chests and things like that. I think they are also very, very rare mob drops. But what you can do with this is, if you right-click with one of these on a grave, it'll enable you to just pop a Wandering Soul straight onto a grave, and you can do whatever you want with it after that. And then the item will disappear. However, you can keep it in your inventory, and it will mean that it stops you from dying. So if you happen to die, for whatever reason, say you get hit by an arrow or something and it ends up killing you, you'll just instantly on the spot respawn with, I think, a couple of different abilities just to prevent you from getting any extra damage, that sort of thing, for a couple of minutes. So it's very, 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 very cool. It just kind of enables you to just have a second chance. As soon as that happens, the item's then gone. But it's just something that's really cool, enables you to just, yeah, not die, basically. You can also get this Dust of Vanishing, which is just the Graves Dust and Gunpowder. If you right-click, it enables you to go invisible and mobs can't see you. So this is very, very cool for something that's really pretty well hidden. And just to demonstrate, I've got my Ankh of Prey, or how you pronounce it. It has a massive cooldown. It has 3 hours. So I've been waiting this long just to show it off. But what you can do is if you hold right-click, it does this really cool effect. And it says your knowledge of death has increased by 1. So if I go back into here, you can see that it's gone up a little bit. I'm now like 8.1 or whatever that is. I need that to get right to the end, and then I can unlock the more advanced stuff in this mod. So yeah, as you can see here, it's now got 2 hours and 96 minutes 52 seconds before I can actually use it again. But I just thought I'd show it off because I think it's really cool, and it's very hidden, so I haven't really heard of it before. So I don't know whether that's just me being me or whether it's something else, but really happy with that. I have no idea what this mob is that spawned, but it just nearly completely killed me. Like a skeleton with a shield in enchanted armor with a flaming bow. What are you? Oh, it's got a name. Got a name. I haven't seen a mob like that. There you go. Stay underwater. It can't hurt me. What are you? Redwood. 38 health. Take you out with my cleaver. Come on. There we go. Right, he's finally dead. What did he drop? Oh, there we go. Challenge completed. He wasn't certainly so strong. Certainly seems rare. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know what I got, but I got iron chestplate with Unbreaking 4 and mana regen 3. That's amazing. Redwood's reinforced rusty boots of tenacity. Unbreaking 7 projectile protection. Jesus. Okay, I think that must be from the Apotheosis mod, because that enables you to get certain things. It must be from this, because you get these affixed tombs where you can remove abilities from it, and that looks like it's got an ability on it. Let's have a look. What? I think it just has. The ability is it has extra health or extra armor or something on it. But that's insane. I'm gonna have to remove the enchantments from that because that's that's very, very cool. I'm breaking 7. That is amazing. Right, I'm gonna have to hide them before anything else happens to them. Right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you've seen, please leave a like and subscribe. If you've got any feedback or comments, just let me know down below. You can contact me via Discord, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, I'm probably on it. Yeah, next episode we are going to get into the triple ore processing mechanism. We're pretty much already there. I just need to complete the setup again. I think it's one more machine I need, and then we're all set. I'm also going to get into industrial foregoing because I would like to get some animal farm set up and that sort of thing pretty quickly, and we need to get into plastic production as well because I want to get a villager farm set up, and I think that's probably the easiest way to go about it. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.